The people I know who are straight A students do something that is completely different from the norm. Not only this enables them to learn at a much faster pace, they actually enjoy studying that there is no more issue of motivation. They are naturally motivated. It all comes down to the exact system of study methods and techniques you use. Let me explain. Everyone has a system. This is what enables them to get the results that they are getting. The system is the sole cause for all the results. So if you want to change your results, then the system you have in place must be changed. It doesn't matter how hard you work, if you don't have the right system, then the results don't change. This leads us to one of the most crucial elements that your system needs to have, and that is effective encoding practice. Encoding is when any new information gets settled into your brain. When the encoding of information is not good, then the new information just goes out without any retention of it. It is like trying to fill a bucket that has a hole. The more passive you are while encoding, the bigger the hole in the bucket. That is why I think taking notes are the biggest waste of time. As long as you have all the info you need to know in an organized way, taking notes and making them look pretty is one of the most useless things you could do. This leads us to the first principle. Learning happens when you are met with struggle. When the brain is forced to organize new information, you'll feel a bit of overwhelm, and that is precisely what we are aiming for. Now the question left is, how? If note taking is a bad way to encode new information, what is the method to encode? The answer is by forming a mental map of the ideas. Now we are getting into the meat of the system. This directly reflects on how information is organized in your brain. All the information are grouped into groups called chunks, and these chunks are connected with each other. Think of an ocean with many small islands scattered over it. The more well connected a chunk is, the more encoded it is. It is like the more number of ways you can reach any particular island, the more easier it is to access it. If a chunk is not connected to anything, then you have no way to access that information. That is why you might have had a hard time recalling specific information when required. This is the second principle, forming chunks and interconnecting them. Now here is a solid and reliable way to form these connections. It is by asking yourselves questions. I will list some of them now. What is the significance of this idea? Why are you even studying it? What is the relation of this idea to the previous ideas? What type of idea is it? Where does it fit in the hierarchy? How does this information fit into the larger whole? Where does this information apply? Asking these kinds of questions is the most direct way to form a well-interconnected map of ideas. The key is to become curious and be willing to go outside what would be required. Not only your comprehension of these ideas improves significantly, this way of learning is actually fun. But we are left with one crucial part of the system. Without this, all the efforts you have put in till now will mean nothing. It is time for retrieval practice. Retrieval of encoded information strengthens that encoded information. This is the final principle. Implementing this is very simple actually. Once you have reached your limit while studying, simply take a break. Don't scroll or consume anything. It is time to give your brain some space to work on the information that you just consumed. If you consume more information like social media, then it will disrupt the process. Just let your mind be for a while and you'll notice that the information is more organized. Now try to recall it. Identify the areas where you struggle and clear them up. Make sure that you're able to recall the entire map of ideas, even if it takes multiple readings. And most importantly, get more exposure on where will the concepts you just studied will be applied. The simplest is to do a lot of practice problems to learn the context in which to use these ideas. That marks the end. If you implement this, I can confidently say your grades will skyrocket. If you found this video helpful, then let me know in the comments box. It always makes me happy to read your comments. Or if you're very lazy, then hit the like button and subscribe. See you in the next one.